Peace, black family. This your man Al Jihad to God, Black Power, Crip Life. Those who know me know this. Today is it's that time of year again, man. Uh July 31st, 2003. I believe, yeah, 2003. Yeah. Uh Little Kerry was born, man. Uh it's crazy, man. Every time it get to this year, around this time, nigga really don't feel like being around motherfuckers and shit. Uh, Today they having a balloon release, at the grave site. I didn't even want to go. I went last year, and then he's been gone since September 9th, 2020. He was uh he was shot, man. My son was murdered uh, right in our apartment complex, man. I was at work, and when I was at work, I got the call, and they had said, was telling me that Kerry been shot. I wasn't, I was praying that it wasn't severe, but they called me, so I got in the car, rushed to the hospital, and when I got there, they pronounced my son dead. Now, those who know me, as far as when it comes to Kerry, a lot of people know that that I wasn't his biological father. But I ain't gonna say a lot of people, because a lot of people thought that he was my biological son. And I was with him ever since he was a little dude, you know what I mean? Me and his moms, they got together when he was like 3 years old. He was a little guy. He was that young when I came into his life. you know uh it's crazy how when I came into his life when he was that young, and when we first when he first when he first met me, he's always called me, by my government name, Johnny, and then one day when this after we had his brother Jihad. That was my first biological son. When we had Jihad Jr., you know I you know I was taking Kerry to school one time after we had Jihad, and when I was dropping him off, his first time he ever like turned around, like when I dropped him off at school, like he turned around and said, I love you, daddy. And that took me by surprise, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like I love you too, son. You know what I mean? And I've been in that boy's life, you know what I mean, up until he was killed in uh, September 9th, 2020. And today is his born day. Today he would have been 20 years old, man. I can only imagine what kind of cat he would have been. You know what I mean? I can only imagine what kind of cat he would have been, because he was smart. You know what I mean? He was funny. He was a real good dude, man. So, this YouTube shit, video shit, is kind of like my way to, you know, express myself. You know what I mean? I don't like today I went to work, you know what I mean? But only reason why I went, well, you know what I mean? Of course I gotta take care of my family, but also I want to keep my mind, you know, just steady going. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to just sit around the house and, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, you know, and just constantly think about it. I've been hearing like a whole lot of shit, like far as with a lot of niggas on YouTube talking about, you know what I mean, don't fuck with single mamas and all that old shit. You know, my wife, she was a single mother. She was you know, she just had Kerry. But I give praise to Almighty God Allah and praise to the ancestors that I was blessed to be in that boy's life. I was a proud, I didn't even call myself stepfather. You know what I mean? I didn't call him my stepson. That was my spiritual son. He wasn't my blood son, but he damn sure had my spirit, man. You know what I mean? So I didn't call him, you know what I'm saying, stepson and all that old bullshit. You know what I mean? That was my son. You know what I mean? Even when me and his moms had broke up, when it was just him and him and Jihad living in the house, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, when me and his moms had broke up, you know what I mean? I didn't just go pick up Jihad. I went and picked up Jihad and Kerry. You know what I mean? And one of the main reasons why I did that is because I know what it's actually like to be treated like a stepchild. You know what I mean? You know, my mom's was with my sister's, you know what I mean, daddy. And, he deceased now, but keep it 100, that nigga treated me like shit. You know what I mean? He let it be known that I was not his child. You know what I mean? He let it be known in some of the most fucked up ass ways. You know what I'm saying? I blame a lot of my fucking mental shit is because of the shit, you know what I mean, that nigga took me through. You know what I mean? And my mom's. You know what I mean? These niggas to beat my mama ass. You know what I mean? Sock me out. You know what I mean? Like he literally showed me what it was like to be, you know what I mean, a real stepchild. You know what I mean? So I always told myself like I could never do another child like that. You know what I mean? So when I came in his life, came in him and his mother's life, uh, like when he told me, like when he said, you know what I mean, Daddy, I love you, the first time he told me that, like it was like I can't even really explain it, man, but I was like, I didn't hesitate to say I love you back, son. And even when he got older, you know what I mean, he's always, every time I drop him off somewhere, he's always be like, Assalamu alaikum, pops. You know what I mean? Assalamu alaikum, pops, I love you. And September 9th, 2020, some bitch ass nigga felt it was cool to take my son's life, man. And that shit hurt like a motherfucker, man. And even to this day, even with the children that I have, there's no way in fucking hell I can find out who did the shit. There's no fucking way in hell I can be in the same vicinity of a motherfucker who did it. I risk it all, man. I can't be in the same vicinity of the motherfucker whoever did it. I can't, if I ever find out, I can't be in the same room as that nigga, man. I can't be in the same state as this nigga, man. You know what I mean? My son wasn't no gang banger. He wasn't, he wasn't none of that shit. But some little bitch ass nigga thought it was cool to take my son's life, man. And today, July 31st, man, my little man's would have been 20 years old, man. He died when he was 10 years old. He was 17 years old, man. Kerry was a, like I said, man, he was a he was a good dude, man. He was a good child, man. And like I said, with all the shit that I went through, you know what I mean, with the dude that my mama was with, I wanted to reverse all that shit. That's why I be seeing niggas on here on Facebook and YouTube talking about single mothers, don't fuck with single mothers and blah, blah, blah. Man, Kerry was a blessing to me, man. I'm proud, you know what I mean, to step up and be that man's father, man. I was proud, man. I love that boy, man. I love that boy, man, to death, man. It's crazy how the pain is consistent with him. Like, there's no fucking way that you can like not remember it, because like his born day is July 31st. He got shot right around the corner September 9th, and he was buried September 19th. You know what I mean? So it's hitting hard in the motherfucker with a nigga, man. And like right now, like I said, everybody doing the balloon release. Now I didn't want to do none of that shit. You know what I mean? Really, what I want is revenge for my son, man. To be honest, that's what a nigga really want. But that's what kills me the most, that my son is no longer here. And whatever nigga that did this shit, this nigga still breathing, man. That's what really fucks with me. That's why I stopped going to clubs and all that old bullshit. You know what I mean? What the fuck am I going to a club for? What the fuck am I going out for? Nigga, I got a whole dead son. Nigga, what the fuck am I happy for, cuz? So only thing I do now is just focus on the children that I have left, man. All my focus go on my children, man. Like, this little dude here, man, he loved his siblings. He loved them, man. He loved his brothers, his sisters. Kerry was a real good dude. He was a blessing, man. And I never once looked at him like a motherfucking stepchild. That was my spiritual son, man, and I loved him to death. That's when I went to Compton and brought him back that shirt. This is when we was in Chicago. You know, he always been a part of my life, man. He always been a part of my. I never treated him like he was anything different, man. Never. That was my baby boy right there, man. I miss him so much, man. But I just try to keep working, so I don't even think, you know what I mean? Try not to just sit back and just think about it. Because the way he went out, I asked myself, like, when I was his age, I was the nigga that would deserve to go out like that, because I was doing fucked up shit to people. So why in the fuck would you take a dude that that didn't, you know, that wasn't out doing a gang of crazy shit, Like when I was his age, nigga was full-fledged gang banging out here. But a nigga like me is still breathing. When the little brother like that is not here no more, man. And he died in a fucked up ass manner, man. I don't give a fuck what nobody saying. I pray everybody who know me, look at this, man. I don't give a fuck what nobody think. I loved Kerry, man. I loved Kerry with all my heart, man. I would have died for that little dude, man. With no fucking questions asked. I would have fucking died for my son, man. Anybody who know me, man, really know this, man. I would have fucking died for this little dude, man. And I'm ready to kill for him, man. That feeling is not going nowhere. It's not fucking going nowhere. I can't find out who did it. Because if I do, it is what it is, man. But man, he was a real good dude, man. He was a funny ass dude, man. Dude, you know, he used to have me busting up like when I be mad or some shit. You know what I mean? Like he's always come in. Like when, you know what I mean? Like if I'm mad at something in the house and he see it, like he'll walk his little lanky ass up to me, you know what I mean? Like, Pops, what up? You mad? You know, get to hitting on me and shit. Like, what? You mad today? You mad, Pops? Like I said, they having a balloon release today. I didn't want to go. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. I didn't want to fucking go. I like basically what I'm doing right now. I was feeling this at the job, but I just had to work through it because I got other responsibilities, man. I got my other children. I got a grind for. But I miss my boy, man. And I prayed that Allah, you know, it's looking over, you know. I pray Allah is pleased with my son. I pray that he's, you know, walking with the ancestors, you know, with that smile right there. That was the signature right there, that smile, man. And I don't know, man. I just had to, I guess it's just my way of giving, you know, yearly uh reminder of my boy. And you know, it was hard, man. It's real hard to deal with this shit year after year after year because the house has not been the same since he been gone. My house has not been the same since he been gone. Not seeing his tall ass walk through this house, smoking my weed and all this old shit. Matter of fact, where's that picture at? Shit, ain't no shame in it. That's a little ass right there. We in the car right then. Every time I wanted to go somewhere, every time when I was trying to get out the house, my son gonna get fresh to death and be like, Pops, where you going? Where you going? Can I go? And I always took him with me, man. I always took him with me. When we had Hood Day, way out in fucking, what was that? We woke up, I think. You know, he was right there. You know, but I just wanted to just, just pay tribute to my baby boy, man, and I pray Allah is pleased with him. I pray that he's walking amongst the ancestors. And for everybody who truly, truly loved Kerry, unconditionally loved Kerry, you know what I mean? May Allah be pleased with y'all too, man. Happy born day, son. May Allah be pleased with you. And may you walk with the ancestors. I love you forever, man. I'm going to love you forever. Black Power.